Okay, so what we will do now, we will go into actual presentation, right? So I'll walk you through like what I walk people through when I'm presenting Islam, how I walked the person on that call that I showed you the example of. You can use slides, right? So these are editable slides. You can edit it, make your own slides, or you can just have it on your phone to give you a structure to have a discussion. You can come up with your own plan as well. So we'll go into that, but before that, just to wrap up the whole basics or the foundations, here are some of the things that I want you guys to do, is if you haven't registered for this course, do that so that if there's anything else coming up, we'll keep you informed. Okay, so that's one. Later on, if you are running into someone, you're having a conversation with someone, and we can help you with that, feel free to reach out via email. And we'd love your feedback as well. We're not ending the class, I'm just giving you like the afterwork. So this is the feedback link, which is embedded in the slides. So do let us know your feedback. If you are bold enough and you want to do a video recording testimonial of what you learned from today, would you recommend other people from coming to these classes and whatnot? We have Mahmoud here. Just let me know or let Mahmoud know, and we'll get like a 1 or 2 minute interview from you. Especially my friends here, I'll just force you guys to do that. Okay, so other options that you have, some people like to do a street dawah if you think it's worth your time and it's a good thing. I think one option with a street dawah is you can just be practicing, right? Because you don't know the person, there's no hard feelings, so it may be a good way to practice, okay? But on the street, you're gonna get a lot of rejections as well. Now, I would even less recommend it for sisters, just my personal recommendation, not giving any fatwa, but you can if you want to. So here are some street dawah teams that I'm aware of in Toronto, so that's one. And then IRA also has a team that you can go and do street dawah with if you want to. Or you can start your own. This is what I am more careful about. This is what my proposal for you guys is to target your network. And we're gonna do that right now. Everybody's gonna make a call. No, you won't. So make a list, okay? So this is what I have on my phone, okay? So there are people on my phone with these type of codes, okay? These are suggested codes. So you can code it like that, and then NSA can also tap in. Nobody's tapping in the codes, it's just for my own references. So you can go through people in your list, okay? Make a list today. Think about people that you will reach out between now and December, okay? So in my contact list, I have these codes for people. So I have like NMY, not Muslim yet, okay? So Brandon that I showed you an example of, he would appear in my phone as NMY. There are probably like 6 or 10 people on my phone with that code. I don't remember the name of everybody. I should, but at some point you won't be able to. But what I can then do is, okay, this is my time to follow up these guys. So I can open my phone, go in my contacts, and I search for NMY, and then I'll see all these 10 names, and I'll just reach out to them, say, hey, let's be in a month, let's have a call, let's meet up, whatever. So you can pick your own code, or you can just use my code, and that's something we will do that like today, like right now. Just have a list of people, put them on your phone, put this code. The other code I use is NMW, which is new Muslim. You can also use it for non-Muslims as well if you want to. And the W is for me is weekly. So there are some people that I message every Thursday night. You can choose whatever day works for you. And again, I don't remember their names, and they keep changing too. So I go on my phone, I look up NMW, and I get a list of those people. Okay, and then I have NMM, which is for monthly. So these are the people that I would message once a month. Usually for me, that's the first Thursday of the month. The reason I'm telling you is how you can be organized. So on my phone, I will get a reminder every Thursday night to follow up with NMW. Then I'll get a reminder first Thursday of the month to follow up with NMM, right? And then you just do it. Be a robot. Okay? NMX are people who I've given up on. So I've tried so much, so I've crossed them out. Maybe one day I'll message them, but at some point you'll have to start doing it, because you can't have people staying in NMY, NMW for like, I mean, when I say at some point, I'm talking about 1 year or something like that, right? So you have to be consistent. Sometimes it's a very long, and if you know anything about sales, it's a long cycle, right? Even in the worldly sense. And then NMO are people out of scope. They are generally very integrated with the community, and they know their way around. So, it's a good thing. Okay? So for me, it's like people who I used to be following up with weekly or monthly, but now I see them integrated, and there are, for example, new Muslims who are integrated in the community. They come to the halaqah, they know the sheikh themselves, and they're well established.
And ask you what do you mean by following up? I mean, once you speak with them or introduce something and do the follow-up, what are you going to do?
Yes, good. So depending on the person, right? So in this example, so here, so September 20th, when I messaged him, he wasn't ready for a call. So next month, so even if you look at it, October 6th, if you look at it, October 6th is the first Thursday of the month, right? So he popped up, right? That was my monthly follow-up. So when I'm following up with everybody on that Thursday, that's when I messaged him. So for him, it was like, okay, let's have our first call. So we had our first call. What we talked about it, I'll show you guys later. I shared these resources. Now I'm going to message him when? First Thursday of November, inshallah, and then asking for another call. Okay, so that's what I mean by follow-up. Okay, so that's one example. So another example, for example, so this guy, my kickboxing coach, so he has already come to the masjid, he observed the Fajr Salah, he heard the Quran. Now I just need to have a first meeting with him where I can pitch him. So right now my follow-ups with him are more frequent because I see him like every few days a week. So I would just ask him, so I asked him, when can we meet up? He said, this weekend. Then he said, I'm busy. Let's meet up during the week. So I'll message him Monday. I'm not going to remember to message him. My phone, maybe I will, but my phone will actually pop up a reminder to message him. Okay, so you can do these type of things to make your life easier. Then one of the guy that we have is from my building staff. He also I message once a month. He's also on some videos on Abu Huraira Center if you see our videos there. But it's going to be a long, ongoing conversation. I already know him for like 6 months, right? So some things are really long, ongoing things. Clear? Yes?
I just have a question. When it comes to like speaking to people, they might think that you're coming across as preachy and like.
So what's wrong with that?
So I want don't you want to be more like natural and organic? But I'm saying that sometimes I've noticed when you speak to people, when you mention anything about religion, they get a bit off the bat. It's not defensive, but it's like, oh, you're preaching to me, and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. So yeah, like this guy said this, right? So let's read this guy's comments. So he's like, I try not to get in theology very much, but I'm not opposed to the conversation with you. You're a man of faith, and I deeply respect that. There's one boundary that I set with my best friend, and I will do the same with you. Please don't try to get me to join a church or religion. That's my stop card. There's nothing you have done to allude to that, but want to get it out of the way up front. Okay, his friend is a hardcore Mormon, and after a few months of talking about theology, he invited me to the church to see what it's all about. It's just not my gig, but he's happy to have that discussion. So he's like, I want to just tell about what I believe, why I believe, and that's it, and then you can make the choice, right? And I tell them, like, I can't convert. Like, I would use the example that if Moses, who I believe to be a prophet, he can do miracles and people would not accept him, then who am I? But I think it's okay to have a good balance. Like, there's nothing wrong with being preachy, right? So I sometimes use the example that, look, if your friend is smoking too much, would you be shy to tell them, maybe you should consider not smoking?
At this time of age, it's like, yeah, don't judge me.
Yeah, I'm not judging you, but you agree that smoking is bad. Can I do anything to help you with that? And so I'm just reminding, because we lose focus, we forget about it, we get desensitized. Hey, do you have a plan of quitting smoking? I mean, I don't do that, but I think that's a very common, acceptable example, right? Okay, so now we want to take a minute. I hope that everybody can actually do two things, please. Pick a name in your phone and use the code or whatever, or create a reminder on your phone that repeats every month and say that, follow up with Michael or follow up with Christine, follow up with whatever, if you want to do that, or you can do my approach, but at least have a reminder that would pop up on your phone every month, and you will not forget about this training. And maybe at home, then you can just classify people like that as well, if you want to. But at least create a reminder that's popping up on your phone. So it could be like follow up with Michael, follow up with Christine, or it could be something as simple as who am I inviting to Islam next? Right? So at least once a month it can come in. If you want more, you can set it to once a week. Yes.
You're saying work, if you have a person, is that if you work on that person?
Yes. So have something come up on your phone.
But let's say that that person you're going to approach them.
Yes.
Oh.
Because we forget, right? And also shaitan makes it forget. So hopefully this will keep coming up on your phone. Or maybe I can just keep emailing you guys once a month. What did you do? Yeah, imagine if I take all the people who registered, put them on my contact list with this code. That would be, and I do it manually, by the way. I haven't automated it, so you have that personal touch. Okay. The next steps could also be the training. So this is linked into it if you want to be helping out with the new Muslims. New Muslims is a very important thing, and the way we define new Muslims is anybody who is not praying. So it doesn't have to be a convert. There are many people who you can call renewed Muslims who haven't been praying, but either they want to come to the deen, or you can, friends and family, and you can invite them to come into the deen and actually practice it. Okay. So after that, we'll go into this today, inshallah. This is a list of everything, like different videos, different topics, based on different questions that people have asked me over time. It's a list of these things that you can just utilize. Here are some examples, right? So the Dawah training, this videos, they will go into this playlist. Previous Dawah training are also in this playlist. There's something Islam Uncovered. These are conversations with actual non-Muslims. Okay, so they're in this playlist, and then just raw and long conversation with non-Muslims are in this playlist. So if you just want to see what it feels like, you can take a look. This is not debate. Right? So these are not the typical debate-ish type of conversation, but actually presenting Islam type of conversations. If you want more training, because again, there's different ways people to do different sort of trainings. So here are some trainings, different angle, covering more specific topics. So if you want to, you can set aside maybe half an hour every week and just keep learning more. So it's like training on ira.org, MOP Academy, which is Messengers of Peace. Yaqeen Institute has their own training. Sapiens Institute has a lot of training. So if you want more training, you can, but make sure that you're also applying it. And not all this training, by the way, will help you increase your iman. So that's another thing to be aware of. Right? The more advanced it gets, the more philosophical it gets, it may or may not increase your iman. Right? So just keep that in mind as well. It could just be a tool if you want to, but it may or may not increase iman. So that's the thing. Hopefully everybody has created a reminder. What we will do is 4:08. We have Salah at 4:30. We can technically go for 10 more minutes. So if you have any questions, let's talk about it. And then maybe we'll take a break. And then after Salah, then we'll go into, okay, let's say now you have that first meeting. How do you actually present Islam to them? So questions? Okay. Hopefully, yes. Yeah. So there's value to open houses, by the way. Like it's also like sometimes I see people doing open houses, and it's just like very passive. You're talking about Islamic history, and they're not actually giving the message of Islam. It has value, but right now we are not doing open houses at the moment. We can, if you're interested in volunteering, setting it up, let us know. What we do right now is, for example, there are some groups that come to us, and it's not an open house, but we show them around. Like if anybody was here, we had a group from last Sunday or Saturday. It's Christian students, and we just walked them through the presentation that I'll be showing you guys as well. And then we showed them how we pray, how we do wudu and stuff like that. Not a lot of historical stuff, but actual message stuff. But we can do open houses as well. Yes?
So I would assume if someone is giving dawah, they have to be kind of like learned in the sense that who Allah is,
Uh,
Because someone asks you why is the Quran true, you don't have any like.
yes, I will show you that. So you have good enough stuff on those slides. If you want, yes, you can go and like have even further in-depth evidences of that if you need to. I haven't seen mostly those that are needed, but you can. But yeah, at the very level, even if someone has a really basic level, they can do it. And that's the proof is in the pudding, right? So try it out. Let me know if it doesn't work. It has worked for me for years, right? When people bring potential new Muslims or non-Muslims interested in Islam, we just have those basic conversations. We give them more resources, and they do accept Islam. Yeah.
You guys have pamphlets that we can take this world through?
Yeah, come again? Do we have what?
Pamphlets?
Yes, we do have pamphlets. Yes. Actually, we should I'll probably bring some from the office and keep it here during the break. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So, yeah, let's take a break, and then we have Asr at 4:30. So we come back at 4:45-ish, and then we'll get started, inshallah.